Hello all, and welcome to this. And, remember when wrestling was fun? Remembering when you had fun watching wrestling? Remember when, you want wrestling to be fun again? Well, I have a solution for you. It's called Chikara. And they're putting on an iPPV this Sunday. And I think it's safe to say, I think everyone that has watched Chikara on any type of basis, or even watched it once, will say that Chikara is a lot of fun. And so this is not going to be me talking so much about Chikara. I will a little bit. But giving you some links if you are interested in Chikara and you want to see High Noon, which I would recommend. I do think it should be a very good show at the very least. And this is a very important show for Chikara. It is their first iPPV, and I do want them to succeed for my own selfish reasons, because I would love for King of Trios to be on iPPV. Would love it. Wanted it last year, couldn't have it last year. Maybe if this is super successful, we can have it this year. So, I have my own personal, selfish reasons for wanting this to do good. Other than I want Chikara to do good. I want all wrestling promotions, to do well, especially if they're good, and Chikara is definitely good. But, Mike Quackenbush, the founder, head, all of that stuff of Chikara, did a podcast today with Bryan Alvarez. Link is in the description. It is free for everyone to listen to. He does a much better job selling the pay-per-view and selling Chikara than I ever would, because it is his baby. Also, I'll put in the link, Emerald Frozen 62's video talking about Chikara, and the iPPV, and he did a video where he has a ton of links, explaining the pay-per-view, explaining the storylines, so that you kind of understand what's going on. They're all on YouTube. They're all videos on YouTube, so it's very easy to check out. So I definitely would recommend checking that. I'll do that as a video response to this as well. All of that said, again, I think when everyone tries to describe Chikara, for those of you that have not seen it, fun is always the word that comes out, and it's very true. From the very first time I ever saw one of their shows, which was one of, I think it was the second, either the second or third Cybernetica, which if you don't know what that is, that's this crazy match they have, an 8-man match where, tag match, where you basically have an order in which guys come in. Basically, guy A can only tag guy B can only get, that sort of thing. And on both teams, and they keep doing this until only one guy is left. Yes. If one team is completely eliminated, well, the team within themselves starts going at it until we have one winner. It's very interesting. I've always found it interesting. That was the first one of theirs I ever saw. It's the first show I ever saw. Well, it didn't blow me away. I found it very fascinating. And then I saw the first King of Trios, which did blow me away, because I had more fun watching that show than I probably had, as far as fun-wise, a lot. It was just crazy, just a good usually when you watch like comedy promotions in Japan, you don't necessarily get good wrestling, or you may get one good wrestling match. This had lots of good wrestling, lots of good comedy, craziness, zaniness, all of that stuff. And loosely started following the promotion since then. And I say loosely because Chikara is always like number 5 or 6 on my list of things to watch, and when they're that far down, it makes it hard for me to keep up, makes it hard for me to watch their stuff. I try to watch their stuff, I try to keep up with it. I don't do a good job of it. That's why I've given you links to other people, or other things to try to sell it. But, I always come on here, I always talk about King of Trios, how great I think King of Trios is, because I do think it's a great and awesome thing. And I would love for it to be on iPPV. And if this is successful, we can have it on iPPV. 3 shows, better than probably, even if you bought all 3 shows at $15, what is that, $45? That's as much as what, TNA pay-per-view, and it's 3 days long. I guarantee you it would destroy just about any TNA pay-per-view that TNA could put on. So, yeah. And that's not a disrespect. I'm not disrespecting TNA. I'm just saying that, and it's cheaper than WWE, which right now I'm so down on WWE. It's not funny. They are so just horribly bad. And if you've been watching Raw, I shouldn't say WWE. Raw has been horrible. SmackDown has actually been pretty good. But as we all know, WWE kind of goes as long as, or as Raw does, and SmackDown has been really good, and unfortunately Raw has not. And yeah, just not a good show at all. So, anyways, back to my point. If you want to see some fun, if you want to have some fun watching wrestling again, order this iPay-per-view. You will not be disappointed. Firmly believe that. The card, in my opinion, does look very good and is a good kind of thing that you can see. You're going to get Soldier Ant and Fire Ant taking on the Young Bucks. So all of you who are fans of the Young Bucks, there you go. Gregor Irons and Icarus. Gregor Irons actually has cerebral palsy, I believe. And him and Icarus have been going back and forth. So that should be interesting. Eddie Kingston versus Mike Quackenbush is for the Chikara's first singles world title, the Grand Champion. It's the first time it's going to be done. That should be an excellent match, main event. Ultra Magnus Black and Halloween taking on Aries and Dunst. That's the whole BDK, which I'm sure you've heard lots of people on here on YouTube talk about, or people even reference. This is kind of, I would say, if not the end of the BDK, pretty much close to the end. If you've never seen Ultra Magnus Black, you definitely owe it to yourself to see him. Again, I think that should be a good, fun match. Green Ant versus Torsus, which should be, again, that's kind of they're doing a whole Lex Luger kind of thing where Green Ant, who is not much bigger than me, is slammed, and the only person that slammed Torsus, who is probably about 300 pounds easy. So there you go. And that's sort of that match. Excuse me. Also get Sarah Del Rey, who I'm sure most of you who at least keep up with, the women not in WWE or TNA that people say should be in WWE or TNA. Sarah Del Rey taking on Jacob, what's his name? Hammermurmer, or whatever his name. He's one of the BDK guys. She used to be part of the BDK. They're gonna do, should be a good fun match. And Chikara, the women fight the guys all the time. And since it's always kind of like that and it's done in a believable way, always comes off pretty good. Also, Colt Cabana, I know most of you watching this will know who Colt Cabana is, taking on Archibald Peck. This should be a great and wondrous comedy match, without doubt, in my opinion. And there's also going to be a pre-show on Chikara's Ustream page, which is going to feature Jigsaw versus El Generico. That is a match that could be easily on this pay-per-view, very easily. Definitely worth checking out. So, yeah, should be a very good show. Again, I recommend everybody hitting the links below, because they'll do a much better job of explaining things and doing all of that than I ever will. So, there you go. Go watch the videos. Go order the pay-per-view. Gonna be worth it. So, with that, I'm out. Later.